All right, hey guys, we are back with another video here for you. And remember, I post videos every single day. Today, we're going to be talking about why 2025 is going to be your best year to buy a new vehicle and sell your old vehicle. Sell your old one for top dollar and buy a new one for the best price. So why is that? We got a few different things we're going to talk about and some things you might not even think about here that we're going to get to in a minute. But first off, if you haven't noticed on my channel, this is my channel, and I have been posting these regularly for the last few weeks here to update you because the deals are getting good. But I got one coming out on the Gladiator pretty soon. It isn't out yet, but you can see a Gladiator right there. But here we got $4,600 off MSRP on the Ford Ranger. Down here, I've done quite a few of these already. We got $7,320 right here off of a Colorado. We got, what else did I do? I did $6,000 out. We got up to $6,000 off of the 2024 Tacoma. And I did the Frontier as well, too, right here, $8,800 off the Frontier. So we see these prices are coming down. Even a Land Cruiser, I just published one on the Land Cruiser, wherever that one was. I just put it out the other day. Somewhere in here, right here, first one here, thousands below MSRP on the Land Cruiser. So like I said, these deals are here now. We know that. But what's going to make 2025 the year that this is really going to be better? Well, supply and inventory that we have on vehicles. Okay, we see the supply rise. And if we type in here, I didn't add this one yet, but day of supply vehicles. So we look at this. And we can look at Cox Automotive. Daily supply increases month over month. They're going to go through. You can see the charts right here. What they got says on here, Ram Auto's least amount of supplies, twice the industry average. These are ones with the most. But you can see how much these are rising, okay, over what they were. These are how many days of supply they have for all these manufacturers. And they're just going up and going up and going up. So we know that already. We can see that. You can even click on this list and see the whole thing right here. But these are going up tremendously. So we know that the inventory is building and increasing. That's one thing we can see. There's also the fact of what's going to happen with the vehicles that are going to be there. Remember, the used market drives this stuff too. Because if you can't get good money for your used vehicle, when you buy your new one, the deal on your new one isn't as sweet as it can be. So 2025 is going to be the year where I think that you're going to get both incredible deals on a new one and you're going to get incredible money for your old one. Let's talk about that. Well, we know the new ones. The deals are already starting to show up. Like I showed you, we're already starting to see that. And those are just going to continue getting better and better. And we know that the supply rate is getting better and better and inventory is there. So that covers the whole new car side. Now, if we can just get the rates to come down, which we're seeing more and more manufacturers incentivizing and doing 0%, 1.9% through their own financial institutions to make that better. So the new car side is sorting itself out. What about the used car side? Well, we got some things working in our advantage there for you. Food for thought right here. Okay, let's look at this. This is from S&P Global, but it says, remember, the average age of a vehicle on the road today for pickup trucks is 11.9 years old in 2024 and 14 years old for cars. Okay, combined for a total of 12.6 is the age of vehicles on the road today. So if those people want to get rid of those vehicles and buy new ones next year, these vehicles are going straight to auction. Okay, they're not going to be, dealers aren't taking these vehicles, 14, 12, 14-year-old vehicles. They're not taking them in and turning around and putting them on their lots for sale. These vehicles are shipping straight out to auction and going that way rather than being sold through the dealers. So none of these vehicles, if any of these people, and this is the average age of vehicles, any of these ones that are going to buy a new vehicle with these new deals that are happening in 24 and 25, their vehicles they're getting rid of, their trade-ins, are not worth anything to us for a dealership. They're not going to be on a dealership lot at an actual new car dealership as a used vehicle. So we know that. We know that the average term of auto loans, okay, is ridiculously high. Okay, it's based on your credit tier. It comes out to like, so if you got premium tier credit, the average term of that ownership is 63.6 months. If you have lower credit, like 600 to 660, it's 74 months. Okay, so this stuff is basically getting up there in the amount of time that so people that are buying these are keeping their vehicles for anywhere from, over 5 to 6 years just to pay them off, which means they're going to keep them for longer than that too. We know that there was a major supply shortage that happened during COVID and right afterwards. And we know it took them a long time to build this back up. Point being, there's not as many vehicles out there. Now, there's also this one here too. Okay, we have these issues. This one I just did another news one, but lack of lease turn-in set to impact used vehicle inventory. Okay, during the pandemic, leasing, or before pre-COVID, leasing was a huge deal and it was worth it. Since COVID, leasing is a horrible thing to do on most vehicles and nobody does it anymore. And so these people that were turning over a vehicle every 3 years and getting new ones and constantly flooding the market with their slightly used older vehicles, their slightly used 3-year-old lease turn-ins, those days are gone, and we're starting to feel that. And then in the biggest factor, we had very few leases in 2021, and we have even fewer coming back to lease again in 2024. That means that it'll be at least a minimum of 2027 before we start to get back to normal. But look at this down here. We are going from 1 million lease turn-ins a quarter, every 3 months, down to 600,000, and then into the 500,000s. It's really 2025. We will feel the biggest impact from an industry-wide volume standpoint. Right there, it says it right here, even right on this article. It's really 2025. We will feel the biggest impact from an industry-wide volume standpoint on lease turn-ins. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. So, and then lease declines. Here it is. Cox Automotive, same thing. Leasing decline is short-term and long-term implications. Look at the leasing, okay, that is gone from 2016 to here. How these are in 2016. 33% of people were leasing vehicles. That means that every 3 years, 33% of the vehicles, and this happened year to year to year, but 33% of the vehicles were low mile, late model turn-ins that were being used or set up for used market. Okay. In 2022, that drops down to like 18%. That's crazy. Okay. And so it goes to show that in 2022, there's only 18% of those leased vehicles. Those are going to be turned in 2025, but only 18% of the used vehicles will be lease turn-ins compared to, again, you go back to 2016, they were going to be 33%. So lease turn-in numbers are going to be very, very small. The short-term implication of less lease turn-ins is that consumers are likely to face higher prices since lease payments are normally lower than purchasing, but there's bad lease deals out there. Okay, this lack of available lease options further limits the pool of people who can afford a new vehicle, which has been shrinking as vehicle prices and interest rates increase. We knew that. Right here, though, the longer-term God, that word, I suck at words. I really do. That long-term implications, however, may be even more important. Less leasing in today's market means fewer off-leased vehicles, gently used, will be available in the very near future. These vehicles, often fueled by certified pre-owned market, popular with consumers who cannot quite afford a new vehicle, but want a quality product with warranty. The new vehicle boom years, with nearly 4 million new leases each year, creates millions of excellent off-lease vehicles available for purchases 3 years later, and the market is benefiting from that. However, starting in 2023, the effects of the pandemic-driven slowdown and the changes in leasing will significantly impact the used vehicle supply by mid-decade. These numbers of lease maturities from 2023 to 25 is expected to be 2.5 million fewer than total maturity between 2020 and 2022. That means that there's going to be fewer vehicles. Dealerships are going to be begging for used cars to put on their lot. They won't have them. They want your trade-in. We went through this a couple years ago. 2 years ago, it's the same way. Even a little bit into last year, but they want your trade vehicle really bad. So they're going to pay for it. So in my opinion, 2025 is going to be this snowball effect of a perfect storm of plenty of inventory, good deals, Nothing is a brand new model for the most part in the truck world. It's going to be like Toyota, where they shot the numbers through the roof because it's a brand new version. Okay, everything is going to be out. It's going to be proven. It's going to be accessible. There's going to be availability on the dealership lots of these. There will be rebates and incentives and deals and competition and all these great things. And yet, on top of that, there'll be very few used vehicles available that are good quality used vehicles, so the dealer will want what you have. He will give you high dollar for your trade-in. So in my opinion, 2025 might be one of the best years to buy a vehicle. It's when my intentions are towards the middle or end of 2025, a year from now, when I'll probably be dumping my Gladiator for another Gladiator. If I can't get a good deal on a Gladiator, it'll be a ZR2 or something like that. But 2025 will probably be the year that I think it'll be worth it. I could even hold out to 2026 and we may reevaluate, but based on what I'm seeing and learning right now, I might just do it in 2025 because I might get the most money out of my current truck and I might be able to get the best deals on whatever I buy next. So food for thought for you. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with that? Do you think this is crazy thinking? Do you think there'll be something else that'll impact this and change it? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching.